morning. Whoa, good morning. Good evening, everybody. We'll get started in about a minute or so, two. If you haven't had a chance to get the shirt, you'll have plenty of time. We have plenty more. Don't worry about us running out. It's kind of like going to the store. You know, everything. We'll give you everything we got over there. And just so you know, we're going to do something in a few minutes where the kids are going to be up and moving, so you'll have a chance to hit the food tray again. So we'll get cranking here in a minute. Pay no attention to this guy. Okay. I got a big picture of you in a minute. Wait till you see it. Yeah, it's like life size. Good evening, everyone. We'll get started. As I said earlier, if you were in here, all this will be available all night. Feel free. You will not upset me in the least if you just get up, grab something to eat while I'm talking. My family does that frequently. So if the restrooms, for those who don't know, when you walk out the door, to the left there's restrooms and to the right there's restrooms. So feel free at any time if needed. I'm so excited to see you guys. A trivia question. That's the problem with sitting in front. You're right in front of me. How many new students do you think we are going to have in Tampa Prep's middle school next year? Just look around, try to gauge. All right, John Carpenter, the fourth.
63.
63. Not bad.
57.
57. Okay, I'll give you a hint. I'm going to throw something else at you. We have 43 different schools represented in the students that we accepted into the middle school. So we know it has to be at least 43, right? All right, you're next.
75.
75. Do you guys have the answer? You guys are like Horseshack. What do you got for me? 180. Holy cow. We wouldn't have room for any high school kids. What do you have? Okay, someone gave you that information. Actually, it is 83. We have 83 new middle school students this year, which, to be honest with you, is the largest number of new students we'll have in the middle school in the 20 years that I've been in the middle school, which is really exciting. And I will tell you, 63 are in the 6th grade. And what's good about 6th grade? Anyone tell me? Give me a show of hands. Who's going to be an incoming 6th grader next year? All right? What do you think is really exciting about being an incoming 6th grader? You ready?
I don't know.
Hey, that's perfect. We don't expect you to know everything on the first day.
Like being like I don't know, like a new student in 6th grade.
Being a new student in the 6th grade. That is a wonderful thing about being a new student in the 6th grade. You're absolutely right. Mr. Franz, what do you have to say over here? New opportunities. I love that. Who else? Yes. A fresh start. I love it. That's what I'm going to kind of parlay off. It is the only grade in Tampa Prep where every student is new. Every one of you you might have had a brother, you might have had a sister, mom might have gone here, dad might have gone here, but now it is your school, okay? You need to enjoy it through your own eyes and feel it through your own senses and not come in with preconceived notions, because we don't have preconceived notions about you, so we don't want you to have preconceived notions about us. Before we get started, there are some people I want to make sure that I introduce. I'm going to first introduce our head of school, because if I don't get my paycheck every other week. So I want to introduce Mr. Kevin Plummer. Would you like to say hello, Kevin?
Yes, I do. I don't need that. I do need this?
Because we're live streaming and you have to.
Oh, I want to be on camera. I just wanted to take a moment to say welcome. And I am so elated that you are all here. To the parents, thank you for your trust. Thank you for joining us for this journey. I need to implore you. This is your school too. Please be involved. This is not the school that you slow down to 5 miles an hour and push them out of the car and hope that there's a successful barrel roll into the day. It's not that place. We need to see you at games and concerts and a part of our TPPA. We need to see you at Dad's Night. We definitely look forward to seeing you tomorrow night because it is Prep Fest. Let's nod if we know that it's Prep Fest. Yes. Parents, we need you. You're bedrock to the success of this school in every way. Students, we are overjoyed that you're here. I will tell you, each day I come into the building, I come in through the middle school door. It is my source of energy. If my day gets a little wonky, I go straight to the 6th grade center because it's all high fives and smiles there, and I cannot wait to see the new 6th grade come into the building. Middle school is super, super fun, kids, and the only thing I'm going to say, you need to come to Tampa Prep ready to be kind. You need to come to Tampa Prep ready to explore. You need to come to Tampa Prep ready to start your super fun journey through the rest of your education. We're here to help you. We're here to support you. And I hope that you have the greatest time ever as a Terrapin. And I'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you, Mr. Plummer. You were on camera, and I can get rid of about 20 off my slide deck now. Thank you very much. I want to make sure that I introduce our admissions team. Everyone in this room should know Tammy Honiger because she's the one who signed your acceptance letters. She's back there waving. Tammy Honiger is our Director of Admissions. Michael Sumby, who's one of the Assistant Directors of Admissions, and is Nick? Nick is down directing people. Nick Camella is the third addition to ours. And the real person that you need to get to meet is Kim Souza, who's over there. She's my assistant, and you will start getting emails from Kim religiously. You'll get what's going on at school for the week. She'll tell you when paperwork is needed. She'll give you all the information that you need. So I just want to make sure that you put a face with a name. So that's Kim over there. That's my ugly mug. Kevin started to talk about a couple things. A lot of schools talk about being a mission-based school. We live being a mission-based school. These 5 tenets are something that, if you walk the halls of our school, it's something you're going to see on a daily basis. We have our kids who are thinking that's a given, right? Create, be yourself, go beyond. And we missed aspired excellence somewhere. I'll fire myself tomorrow. We do have one more. To the kids, the one thing I want to make sure that everyone understands is the third one that's up there where it says to be yourself. We want you to come in and be the best version of you can be. All right? Just be the best person you can be. All right? And if you are the best person you can be, you are going to help promote the best in other people. Kevin also talked about being kind. To me, that's one of the most important things we can teach our kids is kindness and empathy, and that's something we work on every day in the school. In order for our school to work the way we want it to work, you have to be kind. And if you're not kind, kids just roll into my office to tell me about it. It's a little different when I went to school. You never went in the principal's office when I went to school. Otherwise, people were like laying in wait for you. But you really fit outside of the box if you're not kind to the classmates that are with you. But we never want a student to feel as though they can't give an opinion, that they can't stand up and talk in class because they have to be worried about something someone else might think or say. So that's something that we preach frequently at our school. So I want to make sure that everyone knows. If you want to come to Tampa Prep, you have to be a kind kid. Okay, that's just the way it is. You want to get under my skin. And by the way, I'm Joe Fendlin. I never even tell you guys. I just know who I am, so sometimes I get confused. I'm the associate head of the school and also the head of the middle school. It's also important for me that you know who I am and who you're dropping your kids off for. I'm completing my 40th year working at Tampa Prep, okay? Which means 2 things. Three things. I'm really old. 2, I'm either the laziest human being that's ever walked, or 3, it's one heck of a school. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it's one heck of a school. Both of my children they're grown adults now, graduated from here. My daughter, who's the assistant director of admissions now, came in the middle school. My son came in the high school. I worked the first 20 years of my career here in the high school and the last 20 in the middle school. I truly believe I understand what is expected for our kids as they transition through the grades, because I've lived it both as a parent as well as an administrator. So it's really important. Now, I'm going to get you guys up and moving here in a second. And of course, that's not going to work. Why would that work? You know why? Because you got to turn it on. Sad. All right. Kevin addressed this, and it's something I think we all need to understand. Kindness, okay? And what's the difference between what is a value? What's the definition of a value? Yes? okay, something that's near and dear. It's really something that's not debatable, in my opinion. It's not debatable. You can't wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I think I'm going to be the most dishonest human being I can be today. You don't do that, right? Or I'm just not going to be nice to anybody. You don't do that here. So these are things we talk about frequently with the kids. And we will start talking about this in August. We bring all of our new students in for 2 days. We do some tech training, but we do a lot of culture and environment training, what it's like to be a Tampa Prep student, what the expectations are of being a Tampa Prep student. Scheduling, oh, and I also want to tell you, this entire thing will be sent to you in the morning. So you'll have a copy of everything that I'm going over with directions on how to schedule. Just so the kids know, like tonight, you're here. Tomorrow, on your My Tampa Prep, and all the parents have a My Tampa Prep account, otherwise you wouldn't have been able to contract with the school. So we know that. So tomorrow, all the parents will get the scheduling information on their My Tampa Prep account. And you will do the scheduling for your student on your account. Okay, after this, the kids will be scheduling on their own account once they get one, but they don't have one yet. So tomorrow at 5 o'clock, the schedule will open up for all students in the middle school. And then on Friday, April 28th, we would like by April 28th that everyone has finished the schedule. If it's not, we'll call you. It's not like we're going to hunt you down or anything like that. But in order for us to start creating schedules and things like that, the earlier we can get started on it, the better. We will do our scheduling, and then at the beginning of August, everyone will receive a schedule. So you'll know what periods your classes are meeting, the teacher you're meeting with, the classroom, all of that, okay? I'm going to blow by some of this. So parents, this is what your account looks like on My Tampa Prep. Under the resource button, which is grayed out, is where you'll hit the resource button, and then your child's name will be over here on the left. Scroll down, and you'll hit on that, and that's when all the scheduling information will come up for you. Most of middle school schedules are already populated, okay? If you're a sixth grader, you're going to take sixth grade English, you're going to take math, you're going to take geography, you're going to take science, you're going to take prima lingua, all right? And then you'll take, and I'll show you that in a little bit, an arts wheel. If you're a seventh grader, you're automatically in English 7, pre-algebra, civics, marine biology, and those will be populated. And I will tell you in a little bit, and I'll show you, if in the 8th grade, same thing. You're in English 8, you're in algebra, you're in American history, science 8, which is a physical science class, okay? So all of that will already be on. You won't have to choose that. The kids, what they have to choose is their art selectives, all right? If you have a student that would like to take a placement test, would like to try to advance in math, or would like to advance above the first level of a foreign language, then there'll be a placement test date at the beginning of May, and I'll send that to you, all right? But other than that, for the most part, the only thing you really get to choose is sports and art electives, okay? All of this will come to you. I'm trying to move it. Oh, and you'll also have to pick your sport, and you'll pick your what you want to do as in the fall, okay? In the middle school, we ask that our kids are physically active, okay? Not sitting around playing on an iPad, okay? You can do that a lot of other times, okay? But you can pick a sport, and we have, and I'll show in a second the different sports we have, but we also have a class called SHAC, which is study hall for 2 days a week, and athletic conditioning for 3 days a week, where they teach you how to use all the equipment and all that stuff, healthy living, different things like that. And then we have a study hall. You can't take study hall more than once. So the last period of the day is from 2:30 to 3:30. If you're in a sport, you're in there from 2:30 to 3:45 or 3:50. If you're in SHAC or a study hall, then you're done at 3:30. Okay, and that's because sports are fall, winter, and spring, you have to pick 3 different ones. But right now, the only thing that will be populated will be fall choices. If you have questions, ask Ms. Souza. Oh, I'm just kidding. You'll also be sent these forms as well. And what you'll see there is middle school t-shirt order form, okay? We do a lot of community service now. And we like when we go on doing service days that our kids go out in Tampa Prep t-shirts. So 1, that we can locate them all, and 2, it's good advertising. But these are the, like, feeding Tampa Bay. If you're an 8th grade student, that's where the 8th graders go. Because of age requirements, we can't take the 6th graders to a lot of different places. So Metropolitan Ministries and Feeding Tampa Bay are waivers all of our kids have to have in order to do service at those places. And we will send you all of that stuff. Here it goes with math placement. All right, if you want to advance in math, okay, if you are coming in, you have a very strong math background in your 5th grade and you think you want to test out of 6th grade math, there will be a date, the first Saturday in May, where you can come in and take a placement test. And if you test well enough, then you'll go into pre-algebra as a 6th grader. If you are a new 7th or 8th grader, if you're a new 7th grader and you, for instance, might have taken pre-algebra in the 6th grade, wherever you are, you come in and take the test, and then you would go into algebra. Same thing for an 8th grader. If you've already had algebra, you can come in and you would start in geometry. But you must take a placement test in order for us to advance, because we know the math sequence at our school. So we want to make sure that we're not skipping any steps for kids to make sure that they get the best experience they can while they're in their classes. And it's also a decision that's made with parents and me. It's not just, I'm not going to bring your son or daughter and say, nope, you didn't cut the mustard, you're out of here. Okay, that's ridiculous. We don't do that here. I'm going to take a break right now. Going to get the kids up and moving. All right? We are going to play Tampa Prep Bingo. So, Michael, can you come help me, Michael and Tammy? If you are one of our new students, come over and grab one of these pieces of paper, grab a pen, and you are going to have to find another student that matches that. First person to get bingo gets a $25 gift card to the Tampa Prep bookstore downstairs. Miss Souza wanted me to tell you, it's not open tonight, so don't go looking for that tonight. So parents, this would be a great time if you want to grab a t-shirt, if you still want to grab something to drink or something to eat. We're going to do this for about 5 minutes, okay? 5 minutes. Don't just grab one person and start asking 50 questions. Let's go around, ask one, then maybe go to another person, ask another. You can only use a person one time, so you can't put 15 times the same person. No, you can't use yourself. minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. All right, let's everybody find their seat again, please. Yes. All right, welcome back. I was amazed at how many bingos we had. We'll have to go through. What I'll do here at the end, everybody give me, anyone who got bingo, we'll have you write your name on that, and we'll have a drawing later, because I can't give out 83 $25 gift certificates, because everybody claimed to have bingo. However, I do want to take this time to introduce a couple of our upper school administration staff, who both are going to have sixth graders in here next year. Robert Franz, who's the head of our upper school, is over here, and his assistant, Andrea Cafaro. So I didn't want to miss out on that. And I'm going to get you, Noel, because you're going to speak in a minute. So we also have, it's a big day for faculty and staff around here. So I'm just going to name a couple of these, because one of the things, kids, you'll see at the beginning of the year, we're going to do something like this in August. Because what's important to me is when you have 83 new kids coming from 43 different schools, is that you all understand, although you're different, you're all one. We're all Tampa Prep students, and that's really important. So, if you have a sibling who's a current student at Tampa Prep, stand up. Wow, nice, okay. If you play a musical instrument, stand up. Oh, good for you. If you play a sport outside of school, Ooh, the group's getting bigger. All right. If you have a summer birthday, I have one too. All right. I love summer birthdays. 8th grade, if you're entering the 8th grade, stand up. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. Now, back to my boring speech here. I just wanted to show you our schedule, and I'm sure you saw this when you were going through the admissions process with Tammy or Michael when they showed you around. All of our classes are 55 minutes. They meet 4 out of the 5 days a week. One of the reasons I think it's wonderful is we start to really plant the seed of time management because kids have to understand that we want them to put quality effort in. It's quality, not quantity. And quite often when you're studying at night, you might not give as a quality effort to some of your work because you have so much. So what we really try to do is divide it up as best we can. Every Friday, we have advising and assembly. Every one of the students will be assigned an advisor. Okay, 99.9% of them will have a teacher that teaches them. Sometimes in the 7th or 8th grade, it gets a little bit more difficult. Every 6th grader will have an advisor who teaches them one of their academic subjects. Advise it. Just talked about that extra help. All of our students are available, all of our teachers are available every day after school from 3:30 till at least 4:15. As you progress into the high school, no athletic practices, games, anything can start until extra help is over, because we never want the kids to have to make a decision on which one they want to go to. And when you're in the middle school, the teachers will be available past 4:15 most days, because if you're in a sport, you're in there till 3:45 or 3:50. So we will make sure that your teachers are going to be available to you whenever you need a question answered. Sarah Johnson is one of 2 academic support people that we have here. Her office is in the back right there in the library. She spends a lot of time in our middle school. You don't have to have an academic plan to take advantage of Sarah's expertise. She sits in a lot of classes. She talks with our teachers about different ways that we might try to do different things in class. She's a wonderful, wonderful resource for us. So you will get a chance to meet her. At the beginning of August, you will find that we will have a 6th grade coffee, 7th grade coffee, and 8th grade coffee, one, so that you can start to get to meet each other a little bit more than we are just sitting in this room. But 2, we'll start to bring people that will be influential in your kids' lives over the next few years so that you can get a chance to meet them as well. Orientation week, you can put this on your calendar. Every one of you in this room needs to be back on August 16th, okay? August 16th and 17th, we bring in all new students for tech training. It's also an opportunity to get to meet your advisor and start that relationship. Also gives us an opportunity to do different activities with the kids so that our 6th graders can get together with each other. We bring in 7th and 8th graders who are returning kids to get to meet some of our new students. So it's a really important time, okay? August 18th, which is Friday, everybody comes back. All right, and on that day, we tend to go through all the schedules so everyone knows where their classes are, where the classrooms are, what periods everything meets. So when we come back the following Monday, when 710 kids show up in the building, sometimes you get a little nervous when you're looking at everybody walking around the halls. But what you also need to realize is the middle school is on one side of the building and the high school is on the other. Although there's 480 of them over there, they're all over on the other side. That's what I have to keep reminding the kids, is they're like seeing everybody coming through the front door. They're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Here's where I get to introduce another one of my colleagues who's going to talk. Noelle Monet also has a 6th grader coming in. She works in our English department. Mia, I should announce you too. Mia Franz, who also teaches in our English, who is the better half of Robert Franz. Well, I had to say that's true. All right, Noelle.
Good evening. Hi, my name is Noelle Monet, and I do teach in the upper school, so I teach 9th grade and 12th grade, the bookends. I had the privilege of working with middle school teachers, and they're fabulous, just fabulous. So I'm excited for all of you. I'm in charge of the summer reading here at Tampa Prep, and the middle school makes it easy because we have summer reading, and each grade level, 6, 7, and 8, have a choice novel. So you'll get a list of books, and you get to choose one of those books. The other choice that we have is Aspire, and this is where we have this year 15 teachers and adults that choose a book that they enjoy and offer that option for students. So everybody in this classroom, all the students in this classroom, will read 2 books over the summer. All of that information, I promise you, especially for those who have older siblings in the upper school, hold on, because unfortunately, in order to make this all happen, we have to have the current students do all the work first, and then we open it up to new families. Ms. Souza will email everything you need to know. And if you have questions over the summer, I'm the person that you'll be sending the email to, and I will respond to you and answer questions, give you all the information that you need, okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Noelle. I chose a book for Aspire. I always do it every year. I always pick one. I was an English major, taught English here for the first 20-some years I was here. And I picked a book called Dress Coded, all right? I know there'll be no questions about dress code later, but my group was 20 7th and 8th grade girls, okay? Because they've been riding me like a racehorse, a show pony for the last 2 years about the dress code. So my first thing, and 3 of them came in today, and they said, are you gonna talk about the Aspire book? I said, yes. And the first thing I had to tell them is we are not changing the dress code in the next hour. So you guys need to calm down, because they were ready. They had notes, they had everything, they had highlighted in the books, they were good to go. But what I love about Aspire is the kids get to see teachers in a whole different light. They will probably pick a book of a teacher or a staff person in the office that they don't ever have contact with other than that. And to me, that's what our school community is all about. It's about really, we're all in this together. We're all in it to have the best experience we can for your kids. And I think it's great. It was a great program that was developed by our English department. Health forms, you got to fill out those rotten health forms. Kim Souza will send you an email with all the health forms. It will go out on May 24th. And again, it's all on your My Tampa Prep account. Under your parent thing, there's a yellow banner that says you have forms to look at. And on May 24th, the health forms will be, but we'll send you an email reminding you that you now have a banner on your form. If you're a 6th grader, you will take, for your arts elective, these 4 selections, all right? You will take a quarter of art, a quarter of robotics, and then you'll take band and chorus, and you'll take theater. No, you don't take theater, band, and chorus. Theater is an elective you can take in 7th and 8th grade. So what we do is we try to get kids out of their comfort zone, because if they get to choose, they always choose something that they're really good at. And we want to see if maybe there's some other passion they might have an interest in. And I'll put a really good plug in right now. Our middle school robotics team is the #1 middle school robotics team in the state of Florida. They're going to the World Championships in 2 weeks in Dallas. 2nd year in a row. Our upper school also won the state this year, so we're very proud of that. And a lot of the kids that were in that had no idea they had interest in a robotics class until they were asked to take it as a 6th grader. So we want to make sure that everyone tries something. So then when you make a decision, you're making a decision because you've tried something and you know it's either it's something I know I like or something I've tried it and it's really not for me. And those are educated decisions. And then in 7th and 8th grade, we have robotics, we have art, we have band, we have chorus, we have theater, we have dance, 2D art, 3D art, tech theater, where you get to build sets, paint sets, do all of that kind of stuff. I don't think we have anything else, do we? Yes, we do. Programming, we have app development, depending on where the kids are when they come in and their ability level. Athletics, like I said, our athletics go in 3 seasons. You're going to pick something in the fall, you're going to pick something in the winter, you pick something in the spring. There are some limitations, however. There's only so many basketball teams we can have and volleyball teams. So, last year I think we had 80 girls playing middle school volleyball, which was very difficult when you only have one gym. So we're gonna work on that. Okay, we're working on that at the moment. Here's the sports we have. The only sport we do not have at this school is football. Okay, but we do have shirts in the bookstore that say we've been undefeated since 1974, which is true. There's a school will remain nameless that they don't like it when we wear our T-shirts that say undefeated. That would be across town. I won't mention that they begin with a B. And we wear them to all those sporting events, and it drives them nuts. I love it too. I'm like, hey, is it true? We're not lying. We've never lost a game, never played a game, but that's okay. But everybody wants to have a football team. The kid's like, hey, we need a football team. I said, okay, go pick the 5 linemen. Okay, everybody's a quarterback, a running back, a wide receiver, safety, all that. Everybody's a specialist. Nobody wants to get down and dirty. So I love talking to kids about that. Drop off and pick up. The majority of you, I'm sure, have come in through Cass Street, correct? Okay, there's also an opening through the park on Cypress. What you'll see here, and I think I'm allowed to do this, right, Mr. Palmer? That really nice looking building is going to start to be built in May. So where our flagpole is right now, we will have a science and technology building that will be up within the next 14 months. So it'll go May till the following, and then the following school year. So we'll be in construction next year for a year. So I'm telling you that because drop off and pick up at the beginning of the year, we'll have to feel that out and see how that works. We're still going to have the same drop off and pick up areas, but it'll just be a little bit different than it currently is. All right? We will give you all the information once the architects and everyone tell us exactly how it's going to work. But I just wanted to give you a heads up that it will be a little different than it's been in the past. But we are excited about that building. Major dates calendar, if you get on our website, there's a link under the parent portal. Okay, you don't have to have a password, just go under the parent portal and there's a link that says major dates. Many families want to know when we're getting off for winter holidays, when spring break is, all of those things so they can start planning vacations. And I love you people if you do that. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. So it's amazing how much, and I love that, organized people. I'm not one of them. So we've been getting phone calls for the last month. I need to know when you're getting off for a semester. I'm like, I don't know. But we got it now, open on major dates calendar. Bus, if you are a family that would like, and you live in the Brandon, Carrollwood, Tampa Palms, or West Chase area and would like bus transportation, we do offer bus transportation, but it's only one way. All right, so we bring the kids in. We can't take them out because we need all of our buses for our athletic teams in the afternoon. So it's a one-way thing. And you'll be given all this information as well. School trips. 6th grade, we take the 6th graders on a trip, and it's a Florida-type excursion. And it's really for us to get a chance to take 63 kids and have them get to know each other in a very non-threatening atmosphere. They're not in class, they're together, all right? We take them to a ropes course. We take them to medieval times, which, boy, is that a trip. All right, we won last year. It's the first time in 20 years that our Knight won. And then it was phenomenal. He climbed up into the stands and started chanting with our kids. It was phenomenal. It was unreal. And then we went to Disney. We normally do an educational program at Disney or Epcot or somewhere. And then we go to Kennedy Space Center. And then we come home. It's a two-night thing. 3 days, 2 nights. In the 7th grade, in the beginning of May, we're going to the Keys. 7th grade is about marine science in the 2nd semester, so they actually get to live what they've been working on in class, which is phenomenal. And then in 8th grade, we take our kids to Boston. It correlates with what they're doing in their English class, what they're reading in their English class, and what they're doing in their history class. So they get a chance to go on the Freedom Trail and do everything that they've been studying up until the point we got there. Middle school games, the first Thursday and Friday of January, we shut down the academic side of it, and we have competitions. We have competitions. There are academic competitions, STEM competitions, athletic competitions, brain bowl competitions, and it's by grade. So we move the kids around within their grade, and they compete against each other. This year was the Pirate Games. So it's kind of has a Gasparola theme to it, right? And they're all trying to like annihilate everyone else. So that's what for some reason, everybody wants to annihilate people. It just kills me. All right, so I've been very fortunate. I have some incredible teachers that developed this entire program. There's 3 different games that we play, so you have a different one each one of the 3 years if you go through 3 years of the middle school. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. But what's really important to me is it really teaches kids how to collaborate and work together in a group. All right, the first time we did it, we had an unbelievable number of kids who didn't come back the second day. And I got a bunch of phone calls saying that the group's not listening to my son. He has the right answers and they're not listening. I said, well, welcome to the real world. Quite often you're going to be in places and people are going to have differing opinions. And you have to come out of a room with one opinion. So it's really good. It gets kids to understand, and it also gets them to appreciate their classmates, because each one of them has a strength. Some of them might be a great athlete. Well, then they're going to kick it when we're out on the turf, right? They're going to win that event. Some are really good in their academics. Well, hopefully they're all good in their academics. But when they go into the large conference room and they do academic tests against each other. So it's crazy, the competitiveness. Terrapin Days, this is something we started this year. We used to do 1 day of community service and then do a field day. Now we do a day of community service every month. So we take our kids off, we rotate what time it happens so the same class isn't affected every time. But we truly believe that we need to plant the seed of service in our kids. And you can talk about it all you want, but you also have to actively be involved in service if you want your kids to be involved in service. So it's worked really, really well for us this year. The kids have, for the most part, really enjoyed themselves. You know, we've redone playgrounds at daycares, you know, put out mulch, picked up everything. I mean, we've done a lot of really good things. I'm really proud of our kids, to be honest with you. Declamations, everyone has to do a speech. You have to do a speech in 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. The good thing about 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade, it's a speech that someone else has already written. You don't have to write your own. You will do it in your English class. We start in January. We start in January because you will have been in school in the same English class for 4 months, and you should be very comfortable getting up in front of your classmates. All right? If you win your class, then you get to go against your grade level. If you win your grade level, you get to give it in front of about 1,100 people in the gym. I say that because nobody has to move on. The only requirement is you have to give it in your English class. We've had students who've opted out, but we've had some that they start in August. They're ready to go. They're winning this thing. And it's another thing, I think, the opportunity to teach kids the art of public speaking, getting up in front of a group. It doesn't have to be 1,000 people, but the mere getting up in front of a group of kids, even if it's 15 in your grade, is a really wonderful skill for our kids to learn. Because at some point, they're going to have to speak. So let's get it going. Parent guide. Again, under the parent portal, it will give you all kinds of stuff about what is available for parents. Volunteer activities, all kinds of different things. Coming to the end here, people, I promise. TPPA is a very active group in our school, and they are becoming really, really active. They went dormant for a couple of years as the world kind of went dormant for a couple of years, and they're now starting to make up for it. We want you to be involved in the middle school. We want you to be involved in your kids' lives. If we're all on the same page with your kids, the chance of them having a positive and rewarding experience is far greater. So this has to be a partnership that we all embrace. Okay, so if something's going on that I need to know about, you need to let me know. Doesn't mean I'm going to run, grab the student out of class and go, your mother called me. And we have ways of handling those things. But because I'll tell you, I will call you if I have a problem, which never happens. You guys never get in trouble, ever. All right, Prep Fest is tomorrow, 4:30 to 7:30. It's all over campus. It will be a great opportunity for you just to come meet families. And not just new families, but people that have been here for a while who can share their story of Tampa Prep, that they've lived with their own kids, what it was like to be a 6th grader, 7th grader, and 8th grader here. What are some of the things you need to look forward to? What are some things you need to shy away from? Those type of events are immeasurable, in my opinion. We need to take full advantage of those opportunities. Because as kids get older, all right, and they start to give you the Heisman, all right, you want to make sure that you are comfortable picking up the phone and calling another parent and say, hey, my son or daughter says they're going to your house tonight. Do you know that? My kids used to hate that, and they hated the fact that Dad was in the hall every day too. And then back when people used to actually have landlines, that was my rule. All right, you call from the landline when you get there, because you can call anywhere on a cell phone. Okay, we're there. No. Of course, I'm a mean dude. Any questions? That's what I have for you. Can I answer any questions at all for you? I would like to say I did a great job, but I don't think that happened. Yes? You know what? I intentionally took that slide out, actually. Yes, the dress code. Our dress code as it is right now. Everyone has to wear shirts with collars, okay? You cannot wear T-shirts. You cannot wear athletic shorts. On Fridays, we let the kids have a free dress day. They can come in athletic shorts. They can come in T-shirts. There is a move afoot with our student body right now where there's a lot of conversation about the dress code and some changes. And I think that's great. So stay tuned. But as of right now, and that came up, that was the #1 question Tuesday when the upper school new parent thing. They asked the same question 5 different ways. So, and it was mostly the kids. The kids started. They're like, can I wear leggings? No. How about if I wear leggings that have flares on the bottom? I said, well, let's listen. Can I wear leggings? No. Okay. Doesn't matter if that's the thing now. And I'm like, hey, those look like leggings. Walks like a duck, sounds like a duck. It's a duck, but it has flares. I'm like, okay. Kids, they will come up with any name they can to make sure it's not the name that's in the handbook, okay? But stay tuned, because seriously, Mr. Franz and I talked about it today. We are going to meet, yes? Whatever you want, okay? As long as it's appropriate. And I got into this with the kids today. Well, who defines appropriate? I said, you're looking at them. It's just, I will tell you, if your student comes to school and is dressed appropriately, they're never going to get in trouble, okay? I can spot a T-shirt from a mile away, okay? As long as they wear, and I will be honest, it's tough, as my dress-coded group told me, how hard it is for young ladies to find certain things, that there are blouses that don't have collars, as long as they are covered, and I think our Dean of Students said last night, as long as they're covered from their shoulders to their knees, that's fine. Then one of the kids said, well, what if my midriff shows? Then you're not covered, okay? I might be silly, but I think you answered that on your own.
What about like if there's like a Nike logo or any kind of logo?
You can have a Nike logo. You can't have a controversial thing, okay? By that, I'm talking about, you can take controversy, you can define it, but we don't want alcohol things. We don't want, kid comes in with a Pabst Blue Ribbon shirt, right, with a collar. It's got a collar. Well, we're not wearing that. But logos like that, it's no problem at all. Yes? Does not. Does not. Yes?
What about like pants?
You can wear pants. We recommend you wear pants. Okay. I'm all about you wearing pants. Yes, you can wear pants, you can wear shorts, just can't be athletic shorts. That's the only thing. Yes? You can wear sweatshirts. Yes, you can. That's usually the go-to for the kids who aren't wearing collared shirts. Throw on the sweatshirt. And it's like 90 degrees in Tampa every day but 2. And it's like, then they run out on the field and they run for 40 minutes during lunch. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm glad I don't teach the period after that. Yes? Anywhere from 12 to 15 usually. And we have at least 3 or 4 teams. We tend to have a 6th grade team that's alone, just 6th graders. And then we have a couple 7th and 8th grade teams. That has historically been the way. That I'm not guaranteeing that that's the way it's going to continue, but that historically has been the way. Yes, ma'am. Can you color your hair? You sure can, from May to August. Okay. No, you're not supposed to color your hair. Sorry. Yes? Girls should wear collars. However, stay tuned for my letter coming out. I will tell you, stand up a second, Ruby. This isn't a collar, right? Nobody would turn Ruby in for a dress code violation because that's an appropriate top, okay? Being a father of a daughter, if your daughter comes in and it's low cut to here, we'll have a problem, okay? We just have a problem. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen twice, okay? Might happen once. So, and you know what? When I was the dean of students, it's amazing how many kids changed, all right? Because I would call home and mothers would say, that's not what they were wearing when they left. I said, well, that's what they're wearing in my office. So, you know, I know you guys are way too smart for that. Yes? Yes, you can wear denim. Can they have rips? Why would you? You're getting ripped off. Those that ripped, there's just not much denim. I hope you're getting it at bargain basement pricing. No, you're not supposed to have rips. Yes. You can wear sweatpants on Friday. Do we have any questions that aren't dress code? Yes. There will be half days, okay? I should have said that. 6th grade normally comes in the morning, and then we bring 7th and 8th graders in the afternoon. And we usually have a lunch on that first day together. So when the 6th graders are getting ready to go, we'll have a lunch, and then 7th and 8th graders join them for lunch, and then they'll stay for technology. Yes? Can you use phones in between classes? Technically, yes. You can't use them in class, okay? Every one of the classrooms in the middle school has cell phone caddies. So when you come in, you can slip your cell phone in there. Some classes they use the cell phones in class, all right? If you have the cell phone with you, make sure that the ringer's off. And you usually get one get out of jail free card, okay? If it goes off in class, you know, okay, let's not do that again. It goes off a second time, it's in my office, and then we call home and wonder why we can't follow the rules, all right? And what's really fun, well, it's not funny, but with cell phones and all the caller IDs, it's amazing. We had maybe 5 years ago where the 8th graders were calling their friends to see if the phone would go off in their English class or their history class, but not realizing that with caller ID, I just would go to the next class and grab the kid out of class and go, it's right here, bro. Your name's right here. You just called them. What? So, like, oh, I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, well, I did. Yes.
Does everyone take the placement test on May 6th?
No.
Only if you want.
You only take the placement test on May 6th if you want to advance in math or foreign language. Yes. You certainly can. 5 minutes. And there's a 10-minute break in the morning and a 10-minute break in the afternoon for kids who might want to run to the vending machines. Any other questions? Yes. What about lunch? We have that. We have lunch. Middle school lunch goes from 11:30 to 12:50 every day. Okay, we do not have a formalized lunch program. We don't have we have a student center where the kids can eat. They can eat in the student center. There's they can eat in the courtyard. They can eat in, we have an area in the back, a memorial garden where there's furniture. We do have kind of an agreement with Evos, if you want to order from Evos, and they will deliver to the school. I'm amazed at, our school's like a food court. Starting at about 11:30, the Domino's guys coming, the Subway people are coming. I mean, it's just amazing to me how much is coming on this campus. The only thing we ask is that you do not order from Uber Eats or DoorDash. And the reason for that is we don't know who's driving those cars. So if they drive recklessly in our parking lot, we really can't call a manager and make sure that we can handle that.
Question about security. Like, obviously, you have people coming and going. When we walked in, the gates said, gates remain open during school hours. Can you just talk a little bit about that?
Yep. Yep, we have 4 full-time security guards. The first 2 get here at 6:30 in the morning. And the Cass Street gate will be open all day. The Cypress gate closes after drop-off in the morning. So there's only one way to get in and one way to get out. We have a security system where every car that comes in, license plate, is zapped, and by what I'm saying is it takes a picture and it goes into a service, and it tells us whether or not that person should be on our campus. So we will get an alert if if law enforcement has ever dealt with someone, we will get an alert. Same thing when you check in our building. When you come in with your license, if you're someone who should not be at the building, I get a text to my phone saying, get to the front desk, this person shouldn't be in the building. So it's going to be interesting, I'll be honest, with the construction. I think our campus, there's only going to be one way to get in the building now because of where we're going to block everything off. And that will be the case also when the building is built. All right? You won't be able to come in through the gym, the courtyard, all that. Everyone will have a single entry door that you get in and out of the building. So that is one of the primary focuses of our new building. Was a lot of conversation was about how we can be the most secure place we can be. Yes?
Are we allowed to eat in class, during class?
Eat in class?
I don't know.
Do you tend to get hungry in class? Okay. We do have a rule about that, actually. You're not supposed to eat in class. However, if a teacher allows you to, it's fine. But you have to have permission. You just can't roll in with a bag of chips and just start eating in English class, okay? And that tends to be maybe after the break when the kids are at the vending machines and they're sprinting to class. They'll let them finish whatever they purchased and then unload it. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I saw there's yoga there, and then also on the screen by Black Box Theater, it showed silks or something, so I was wondering.
Wow. No. We have not had yoga in the middle school. I'm not saying we might not have it at some point, okay, but we have not up to this point. That is one of the things that our athletic department's talking about adding to the different seasons, to be honest with you. Yoga, Pilates, we now have pickleball, all right? Miss Pereira, who's also my assistant, just loves pickleball. Her and her husband are like pickleball freaks. Matter of fact, Mr. Plummer's wife is sponsoring a tournament this weekend in pickleball. I haven't done it yet. I walk out there, the kids won't give me a paddle. I'm like, hey, can I try? They go, no, we're playing. I'm like, oh, can I try? Nope, okay. They're probably taking care of me. They probably think I'm gonna get hurt. Any other questions? Yes, sir. Will there be a boys volleyball team? You know what? That brings up a good question. We do not currently have one. We have had boys volleyball teams in the past, and it really comes through student interest, all right? But with that in mind, so do all of our clubs. Our clubs come through student interest. If you have an interest and we don't provide it as a club, all you have to do is find an adult in the building that will be your sponsor, and that club will be resurrected. So if you do have a love for something, make sure you let us know. Yes?
Is there any way someone could, is there any girls lacrosse?
Is there any girls lacrosse? I'll go back to the boys volleyball. No, seriously. Our things at Tampa Prep tend to organically come up from student interest, okay? The only thing I can tell you we're not going to have is a football team, at least not in the near future, all right? But we have a lot of young ladies who like lacrosse, so it wouldn't surprise me if we didn't start one very soon. Yes? We play tennis at the courts right next door at the park, and we play our matches at HCC. And the benefit, the reason we can play on the outdoor courts over here is because we're playing as part of the school day. So Blake, the public school down the street, uses those courts as well. So we're finished using it by the time they get out. Anything else? Yes. Yes. You wanted that. You're driving that bus. Yes?
Can girls play baseball, or do they have to start softball?
That is a question you have to ask the athletic department. And that's something that comes up every year, to to be perfectly honest. The question was, can girls play baseball if we don't have a softball team? So that's a question that Mr. Lavoie will have to answer for you. I'm all about it. We had a young lady wrestle this year. Not real excited about that, but sat next to a young lady in the high school when I was working in the high school who was a wrestler, and she was also in my English class. I sat next to her mother during every match, and she just was like, but she wanted to do it, and she was good, actually. Made me nervous, and she wasn't even my daughter. But that's okay. What else? Anyone else? All right, Kevin.
Stop filming. Stop filming. Pause the film.
All right, I want to end the way I started and tell you how much I appreciate you coming out tonight, because you could have been anywhere, okay? And we will send you this whole thing. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at any time. I mean, I'm available most times. Yeah, well, now that Kevin's going back to Philadelphia. Did we fundraise for them too, or just us? Gee, many Christmas. All right, but before we leave, I want to make sure that I give Blake Conley a round of applause. He's back there. He's been live streaming this for us. Blake also is in charge of our tech theater, and he takes care of, not only does he teach, he teaches the kids how to run all the lights, the sound, do everything in our theater. And he obviously stayed all day. He's been here since 8 o'clock this morning, and we really greatly appreciate that. So if you have any other questions, I'll be hanging out, but I really appreciate all of you, and I really look forward to seeing the kids in August. What day was it again? Wow, we got lots of days out there. I was hoping you guys knew. I didn't remember. It's the Wednesday and Thursday. I think it's the 14th and 15th. Like I said, it's the 16th and 17th. I mean, hell, I'm getting stuck like Philadelphia over there. All right, thank you all very much. If you did not get a T-shirt, grab one. If you want to take a doggy bag home, feel free to grab a plate and head on out. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of the school year, kids. Finish what you started. Run through the finish line of your educational journey.